Each year as a fiscal officer, you will be responsible for uploading certain pieces of information into Gateway. Today we'll be going over the annual uploads that are due in Gateway. This is similar to the monthly uploads. If you've watched that webinar already, this details what needs to be uploaded annually into Gateway, which is due the same time as the annual financial report, which is also due in Gateway. For 2024, the due date is February 29th, 2024, which is due 60 days after year end. In this section, we will go through screenshots of annual uploads and processes, and also explain in detail what is required to be uploaded annually. On this slide, you can see the main login for Gateway. If you have credentials, you can select Local Officials Login here and sign in with your username and password. If you do not have login credentials for Gateway, you will still select Local Officials Login here and you can request access. Next, we'll be going through how to access monthly and annual engagement uploads application. After you have signed into Gateway, you will be brought to select which application you are wanting to use. On the left side of the screen, you will see a green bar that says Department of Local Government Finance. These are not our applications we'll be talking about today. To the right of the screen are the State Board of Accounts applications under the red bar. This is where you will find the monthly and annual engagement uploads. I will zoom in on the next screen. As I stated, we will be looking at the monthly and annual engagement uploads application. To open this application, you will select monthly and annual engagement uploads. A new screen will populate and you will select the unit that has been assigned to you. Once you select the unit that has been assigned to you, then another page will open and a listing of years will populate. We will go to that screen next. After you have selected your unit type, you will then have a list of years that you get to choose from. Today we are going to be working in 2023. Most likely, the outgoing official did not upload all annual files in 2023, and these are the files that are due 60 days after year end, February 29th, 2024. So we will select on 2023. On the next slide, we will go through in detail how to upload annual files. After you have selected 2023, a new page will populate. This is where all the uploads for 2023 should be uploaded. You should be able to see monthly files that have been uploaded on a monthly basis. For this presentation, again, we're talking about annual uploads. So, under Select Upload Group, you will select Annual. Then, in the Select File Type, it will populate the list of annual files that are required to be uploaded. We will go through those in detail in the next few slides. As discussed, there is an annual list of uploads that is required to be uploaded into Gateway. On the screen, you will see the list of annual files as required to be uploaded per the State Examiner Directive 2018-1. If you do not have these uploads or they are not applicable to you, then you do not have to upload this information. But to determine if they are applicable to you and it is something that you have, we will talk about each requirement in detail in the next slides. The year-end investment statements and register of investments, or known as General Form 350, is a statement or document that shows the balance of the investment, such as a certificate of deposit, at the year end. This would be similar to a checking account statement. If you do not receive a statement at the end of year, you may upload documents that show when the investment or certificate of deposit was purchased and the value at the time it was purchased. Also, you should have a register of investments, which, again, like I stated, might be referred to as your General Form 350. This is a form prescribed to record investment transactions as they occur. It might contain separate lines used for recording each security and separate spreadsheet, but would be used for each fund invested. The detail of receipt activity is a report listing of all transaction level receipts, including receipt numbers, date received, amount of receipt, fund posted to, and who it was received from. We ask that you please upload an Excel file if possible. If not, a searchable PDF would suffice. Please make sure the report you upload has receipt numbers. We'll use this in our analysis of the information and most likely we'll use it to generate a sample of receipts for our detailed testing. If you have hand-posted records, this would not be possible to upload, so this part won't apply. When you get to this section, you go to upload the detail of receipt activity. Instead of selecting a file to upload from your computer, you will select hand-posted records and click Submit. This will then upload the section and read as File Upload Not Required for hand-posted records. Most software systems have the ability to generate a report or history of receipts or revenue. Please check with your vendor if you are not sure if this applies to you. The detail of disbursement activity is similar to the detail of receipt activity. So we are looking for a transaction level listing of disbursements including check numbers, date disbursed, amount of disbursement, fund posted to, and vendor payee names. Please upload an Excel file if possible. If not, a searchable PDF will do. Make sure the report has check numbers or some type of identification so we can do our analysis and sample selection. If you have hand-posted records, this is similar to what you would do for the receipt detail. This would not be possible to upload, so this part would not apply to you. When you get to this section, you go to upload the detail of disbursement activity. Instead of selecting a file from your computer, you will select hand-posted records and click Submit. This will then upload the selection and read as File Upload Not Required for hand-posted records. If you have a computer software, I would encourage you to check with your vendor to see if they have the ability to generate a report of history of disbursements. The current year salary ordinance and amendment. This would include the salary ordinance or schedule for the year you are uploading. So for our example, this would be the salary ordinance adopted for 2023. Any amendments to the salary ordinance or schedule should be uploaded. The annual vendor history report is a report that shows the total amount dispersed to each vendor or payee for the year. Please upload an Excel file if possible. If not, a searchable PDF would suffice. This report should show a total by vendor and payee. If you have a software system, this should be a report that can be ran. I would make sure to inquire with your software vendor to see if this is possible. This is not required if you have hand-posted records. You will select hand-posted records and click Submit. The annual funds ledger is a report that shows the summary of beginning balance, total receipts, total disbursements, and ending fund balance of each fund for the year. If you have a computer system and are not sure what report to run, I would inquire with your software vendor. An Excel file is preferred if you have computerized records, but is not required. If you have manual records, you can upload a scan or photo of the manual records that include this data. We have provided a Funds Ledger Manual Records template, which can be found in the Gateway User Guide for monthly and annual engagement uploads. This allows you to input the information into an Excel spreadsheet that you can upload to fulfill this requirement if you prefer. The annual payroll history report without Social Security numbers should include, at a minimum, the date, employee name, gross wages, and check number for all payroll checks issued for the year. An Excel file is preferred or searchable PDF. This is not required if you have hand-posted records. This will be a similar process as previously described. You will select Manual Payroll. The Excel data capture or data dump. This is for those units that have a software system, so you will need to check with your software vendor to see if this is available to you. The following should be included for receipts: receipt number, date received, amount of receipt, fund posted to, and who it was received from. For disbursements, we would need the check number, date disbursed, amount of disbursement, fund posted to, and vendor payee names. This does not apply if you have hand-posted records. The Court Trust Fund Subsidiary Detail is a listing as of December 1, which would include the name, description, and account balance at year end. The total should agree to the fund balance at year end. If you do not have a court, this is not applicable to you and nothing would be required to be uploaded. Accounts payable, receivable schedule support. Accounts payable, this should be a list of items due to be paid by the unit at year end by vendor and amount totaling to the amount entered on the annual financial report, the AFR. Accounts receivable, this should be a list of items due to be received by the unit at year end by vendor and amount totaling to the amount entered on the annual financial report. I would like to note, if you don't have anything due to be paid or received at the end of the year, then this would be 0 and you would not have any documents to upload. Direct federal grant agreements, award letters, and amendments initiated during the year would include any federal financial assistance, grants, loans, loan guarantees, non-cash contributions, food, commodities, etc. that a recipient receives directly from a federal awarding agency. If you do not have any federal grants or grant agreements during the year, nothing would be uploaded in this section. Agreements for subawards made to subrecipients for a federal grant initiated during the year would be a subaward provided by the unit to a subrecipient for the purpose of for the subrecipient to carry out part of the federal award received by the unit. A subaward may be provided through any form of legal agreement, including an agreement that the unit considered a contract. I would like to note subawards do not include payments to a contractor or payments to an individual that is a beneficiary of a federal program. It is possible you might not have any agreements for subawards made to subrecipients for a federal program. If so, nothing would be uploaded under this section. The last annual uploads include personnel policies. All units with employees will be required to upload their personnel policy in 2023 and update in future years if modified. This concludes the annual upload presentation. The last slide includes contact information for Beth Goss and Mitch Wilson, the Government Technical Assistance and Compliance Directors for cities and towns. In the middle of the screen, I have included their email address, phone number, and mailing address. Also in yellow, you will be able to see the email address for the Gateway Help Desk if you need further assistance with Gateway or have questions.